Hi, everyone. Welcome to Leaf Rants. The Leafs finally make a trade. After a very boring trade deadline day, they made a trade. But that's not how it started. So let's start with William Lagesson is an Anaheim Duck. The Ducks claimed Lagesson off of waivers. Kind of sucks. Lagesson, tall, big defenseman, does what he's asked, moves people out of the front of the net. Seems like a Brad Living type defenseman, just can't hold on to him with getting these new guys in. He's gone, and you're a little bit closer to Connor Timmins. A little bit closer to him playing in the playoffs, and that's scary to me. That's really scary, but it is what it is. I think Max Lajoie will just get an elevated role, which isn't too bad if you're the Leafs, but you'd prefer Lagesson. For the Ducks, yeah, you're just getting a hard-hitting defenseman, very physical guy. He's emotional. He shows that he cares. Not scared to lay a big hit. Not scared to get into fights, arguments on the ice. Anaheim's getting a good defender. You got to get him his first goal, though. He hasn't scored yet in his 3 seasons he's played, I think. Or not 3 seasons, but he's played on 3 different teams. He hasn't scored with any of them. He can play the penalty kill, obviously. He's really good 7th defenseman. He was like the 8th defenseman on Toronto. And you know what? Say what you want about their defense. I actually think it's pretty good. I like it. But he doesn't have any NHL power play time. Has some AHL stuff, junior stuff, but I'm sure if you asked him to, he probably could. But like I said, he's more of a defensive guy, so you probably don't want to. You probably have a guy who wants to play on your power play anyways. So yeah, that's what you're getting out of him. I really liked William Lagesson, so take care of him. Lost him on waivers to Anaheim. I assumed someone would take him. He's a good defenseman. Not shocking to me. Then the Leafs make a trade. The Leafs trade, let's see, Dmitry Ochenkinov, sorry if I'm butchering his name, and a 2026 4th-round pick for forward Connor Dewar. Now, what does this guy do for the team? Well, it's actually good to add for the Leafs. Dewar is a very good defensive 4th-line forward. I doubt he'll be 3rd line, most likely just staying on that 4th line, but I'm actually happy with this trade. In the Andy and Rano Hockey Stats Twitter, they make one of those cards. His defense is very good, and I think that's what they want him for. Connor Dewar said he was shocked. This is from Russo Hockey on Twitter, Michael Russo. Connor Dewar said he was shocked. He joked that he got the call a few minutes past deadline and in quotes, and I thought I made it. He said every Canadian kid dreams of playing for the Leafs. He didn't pack nearly as heavy for this trip as whatever. That part doesn't matter. I don't know what that says. That's good. That means he wants to be a Leaf and he's got some passion. From Jonas Siegel, Brad Living. We tried to make some moves to address certain areas, but at the end of the day, a lot of the answers are going to come from the guys that are in the room. That's true. You have talent. You got Tyler Bertuzzi, who's going to be a beast in the playoffs. You got Max Domi, who's going to be a beast in the playoffs. You got to rely on your core 4 here. These guys need to step it up in the playoffs to a level they've never played before. 70-goal scorer Austin Matthews on pace. You need him. 100-point Mitch Marner, you need him. This season, Willie, when he had that big point streak, you need that guy. Johnny Toronto from a couple years ago, you need that guy. You don't have a Ryan O'Reilly as your third line center. He's not here. You didn't trade for a guy like that. You don't have a big deal. Like, you didn't make any big trades. You made a bunch of little trades. Now, Matthew Knies is expected to play Saturday. He was he was sent down to the Marlies. Just a paper transaction. He's never going to play for the Marlies. But that does mean he can play in the Marlies playoffs, which is kind of cool. They got Bertuzzi. They got Domi. So, you can't really be too mad about this. Like, from Mark Masters, he pretty much just said the same thing, and then but added, that's the reality of the situation. We've got a group that's driven. We got a group that's hungry. And you know what? Take that hunger. I don't want to see... You got to go for it. You didn't make a lot of moves. You really didn't. I really don't know what the D is going to look like. Forwards, I imagine, will be Knies, Matthews, Marner. Bertuzzi, like Tavares, will probably return to that line with Nylander. His line's actually been pretty good. But that Bertuzzi, Domi, Nylander line, just... Max Domi, so good offensively, so bad defensively. I'd try him on the wing again. Like, Domi, Tavares, Yarncroke. I'd try that. Like, Domi, the only time he played on the wing was with David Kampf in the middle and Matthew Knies on the right. Like, that lineup, that doesn't make any sense. It's why it didn't work. It's like putting Simone Benoit, having Ryan Reeves be the center and Austin Matthews being your right wing. Like, or no, it's it's more like having William Nylander on the left, Ryan Reeves in the middle, and then Bobby McMahon on the left. Like, Nylander would be on the right in this situation. Like, why is Ryan Reeves in the middle? He's just in there annoying stuff. So I don't know. Give Domi a try on the right, but you got to put a defensive responsible guy there with him. Calle Yarncroke, very defensively responsible, but he has an offensive side as well that's really good. I love Yarncroke. On D8, like, I don't know what they're doing. Riley Lyubushkin, I guess. Lyubushkin is not the guy that I thought would be the Morgan Riley solution, but here it is. Then, I don't know. Do you keep Benoit McCabe or do you put Edmondson there? Or do you put Brody there? And I think you got to keep Liljegren in the lineup unless he plays himself out of a spot again. But then if he does, you only have one right-handed defenseman in your lineup again. So you got to keep Liljegren there, but you got to put him on like the third pairing. Third pairing right D. Do you play him beside Brody? Limit their minutes? Then where does Edmondson go? Does he play beside Liljegren? That's what I mean. Like, I don't know. Mike Johnson said, you aren't making a deep run because of an acquisition. You're only making a deep run because of the core four playing at their best. I don't know. If you win, you show you're worth being spent on. If you play good, you show you're worth being spent on. You lose, and you don't, like, the core four plays amazing, and you lose, you prove Brad wrong. You're like, oh, He should have made some deals. Core 4 played amazing. This D is going to be like... Edmondson's probably going to get suspended, so you probably cross him off the list. But if you lose and the core 4 doesn't play good, you prove Brad right for not spending a bunch on you. You got a supporting cast. I don't know. I don't know, man. I didn't think these would be the guys that their big moves were for. This big salary retention on Timmins and stuff. I didn't think these were the guys, but you know what? They are. And that's the situation. So, let's see how it goes. Sheldon Keefe, pull out the blender. Pull out the blender. Try whatever lines. Try defense. Try anything, really. I'm really surprised Brody didn't get moved. I'm surprised Robertson's still on this team as well. Like, literally for anyone, I would have. Like, Robertson, Brody, there's like $6 million cap space. Just about. You can go out and get yourself Parenko. Play beside Riley. I don't know. You give up that and like a third. Like trade. I don't know. Okay, you know what? I'm wrapping it up here. Because I could go on for like 30 minutes, but I'm not going to. So thank you for watching if you made it this far. If you liked it, then clicking like would be awesome. Clicking subscribe really helps me out. Lagesson's gone. He's gone to Anaheim. Never coming back again. Dewar's in. He should help the penalty kill as well. Penalty kill has been brutal. Brad did actually note that he should help out this crappy penalty kill.